All right, y'all. Welcome back to Dead Spot Podcast. I know it's been a minute, but we back. Football season right around the corner. Hey, shout out to my Niners. Shout out my guys. We got the Nick Bosa deal done. Shout out Nick Bosa, baby. I knew you was gonna get it done. But let's get into it. Had to make sure to say that welcome, Nick Bosa. But listen, we getting into it. We getting into predictions. We getting into division winners. Who gonna make the wild cards? And my season predictions for awards. Not going to be too long. We're going to get right into it. We should have my guys come on later on. We'll get more in depth into who they got and all of that. But right now, we're going to jump right into it. Let's start with the AFC. First division, we got AFC East. Now, I think this is going to be probably one of the, if not the most competitive divisions in football. I think it's going to come down to it. But when it's all said and done, I still got the Bills coming out as the division champs. I was leaning towards Miami. It was close. They only like a game apart on my schedule, on my records. But when it's all said and done, I still think Josh Allen get that done. I still think he's the best quarterback in that division, even with adding A-Rod. I think A-Rod and them make some noise, but I think he coming on top. AFC North. Now I sleeper for this one. I like what the Bengals got. Lamar is Lamar. But I'm rocking with Kenny Pickett and the Steelers. I do think that they come out on top. Now, they will lose week one. I repeat, the Steelers will lose week one. But after week one, I think they go on a nice little run. They got good pieces. George Pickens. They got Deontay Johnson. He is not going another season without a touchdown. Najee, hopefully he can kind of bounce back a little bit. The O-line is improved. Defense, you know they always going to do that. And Mike T at the helm, we already know what he brought. AFC South, we going with the Jags. I don't think that's much of a surprise. This division won't be that good this year. Tennessee, Houston, the Colts, none of them not even going to come close to making the playoffs this year. I think Tennessee by midseason is going to get rid of Tannehill and either Will or Malik, whoever win the job. One of them is going to be in there. Jags should win that by at least 4 games, honestly. And then the AFC division, we got the AFC West. And you know what that is. It's the Chiefs division. It's not even up for discussion. The Chargers, they pretty good. The Raiders, ass. Denver, I thought y'all was going to be better last year and y'all wasn't. So until then, ass. The Chiefs is the clear favorite in that division. I don't see it being even close. I think they sweep their division, and that's just where I stand with that. When we get into the wild cards, now, like I told you, I do think that the AFC East is going to be competitive. I have both Miami and the Jets getting into the playoffs. I got Miami in the 5th seed. I got the Jets in the 6th seed. I just think that when you look at the overall talent for both of those teams, when you look at what Miami bring to the table, as long as Tua can stay healthy, he done got a little bit bigger. He's a little more girthier. They've been working on how he can fall to where he's not just falling and hitting his head all the time. A-Rod, obviously, when you bring in a Hall of Fame top 5-6 quarterback ever, your chances get better. And they already have one of the best defenses in the league. If Breece Hall can come back and be effective, Garrett Wilson take his next step, they have the weapons they need to be solid. I think that they both get in. And that last spot was super tough. It came down to the AFC North 2 teams between Lamar and the Lamar and the Bengals. Oh, wait, and Herbert. And Herbert. When it was all said and done, though, I went with Joe Burrow and the Bengals. Now, listen, I'm a guy that last year didn't pick the Bengals to go to the playoffs. I am not that like I like Joe Burrow, but I think he get a little overhyped sometimes. Like we had been proven on studying people that said his numbers in big games haven't been the best. But I think with the weapons they got, the camaraderie they got on their team, I think they got enough to sneak into that 7th spot over the Ravens, which I'm just not that sold. I know what Lamar gonna do. I think Lamar gonna have a regular Lamar type season. I think he's gonna be right in the mix for the MVP until they records start to fall off and he fall out the race. But as far as his numbers go, I think he's gonna be at elite level. And Justin Herbert, you know what he's gonna do as well. But they trying to figure out with a new code. They trying to do all of it. They just got a lot going on. I do not believe in Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Mike Williams is decent, but he's just too inconsistent for me. I don't think they have the weapons that they need to overtake the Bengals. We'll see, but that's my teams. And if we want to do it in order, I have the Chiefs coming in at the 1 seed, getting the bye. The Bills at the 2 seed. I got the Jags as the 3 seed. The Steelers in the 4 seed. The Dolphins as 5. Jets at 6. Bengals at 7. And when it come down to it for the AFC Championship, I ain't gonna lie. I still don't have the Bills getting there with the 2 seed. I got the Jags upsetting the Bills to go to the AFC Championship against the Chiefs, where Mahomes get back to the Super Bowl again. But I do think that I think the Jags is really good. I think I think they got real action at being the second best team in the AFC this season. But like I said, until somebody knock them off, I'm rocking with Mahomes out that way. Now, when you come to the NFC, let's get to it. The NFC to the NFC East, this is going to be another close division, but only between two teams. I think the Eagles is a really good team. Obviously, they beat us in the NFC Championship, no party, whatever. But I think Dallas made some good strides this year. I think when you look at what they got with their run game, they done added a second receiver. They've done everything you would like to do as far as getting Dak the weapons. The defense looking really good. Obviously, Michael Parsons is going to be in the hunt for Defensive Player of the Year. But I just think that Dak is going to make too many mistakes to cost them the division late. I got the Eagles still pulling out their division. I almost leaned towards Dallas. My boy Reg was going with Dallas. So, he was kind of getting me over there, but I got to stay with Philly. NFC North, we taking the Lions. I do think what the Vikings did now, obviously, it looked like such a fluke because they ended up losing first round to the Giants. I don't think it was a fluke. I think they still an okay team. But I do think the Lions take that step. I think Jared Goff, this is a contract year for him. He trying to figure things out. Now they talking they might do extension. They trying to see what's going on. So if he want to play his way into getting some more money, play his way into a few more years, he like it in Detroit. I think this is the year to get it done. They got receivers. They got a running back. They got what they need. I'm feeling good about them taking over the Vikings for that division. Moving on to the NFC South. This is a trash-ass division. I'm just going to tell the truth. The NFC South is a trash-ass division, and the New Orleans Saints will come out on top, but the Saints ain't coming out on top because they're a really good team. The Saints coming out on top because they in the same division as the Bucks, the Falcons, and the Panthers. I wish Barry was on so I could tell him to his face, they not that good. I don't care what he say, what he got y'all believing. The Saints ain't that good, but their division is just way worse. Moving right along to the best division, the NFC West with you feel me? With my guys. The Niners come out on top. I know everybody trying to say, oh, Seattle this, Seattle that. Seattle going to have a good year. I like what they got going on. I like obviously their receiving core, they running backs. They added another running back there. They got depth where they need it. Their defense should be pretty good. They ain't beating us. We sweeping the Seattle Seahawks. I'm telling you now, Russell Wilson is gone. That was our kryptonite. We ain't worried about no Geno. We ain't worried about no Pete Carroll. Russell Wilson gone. He played bad last year, but when it comes to us, he do his thing. He's not there no more. Seattle not coming through us, bro. We better at almost every facet. When you look at it, only thing that they can say they got better probably is receiving core, and then that's even debatable now as Ayuk finna take that next step in his career. Debo finna get back on track. He admitted he had a down season. I think they bounce back, and we even better there. We better at the back. We better on defense. Our D-line, our linebackers. What you want to do? Seattle is a good team, but let's not get carried away. The Niners is easily winning that division. This is a 3-team race for the NFC Championship. I believe it's us, the Eagles, and now I will put the Cowboys in there for respect, even though ain't nobody worried about the Cowboys. But if you just look at them on paper, they're a really good team. So I give them a little respect, but ain't nobody worried about the Cowboys. So look, when you look at it, I think when I was going through the breakdown, I got the Eagles coming in again as the 1 seed. They record is a little bit easier. I got them coming in at 13-4, and my Niners coming in at 12-5. So we will have to go to Philly again in the NFC Championship. Not worried about it. As long as my guy arm don't fall off again, we got some action. But like I said, those are the top 2 teams. Then we got in the 3rd spot, we got the Lions. Then in the 4th spot, we got the Saints. Coming in the 5, we have the in the 5, we have the Vikings. Like I said, I don't think that they're going to be as good as they was last year, but I do think they'll still be a solid enough team where they can compete. Cowboys come in at 6, Seattle come in at 7. I think it ain't, when you look at the NFC, I think those 7 teams, I'm almost close to saying that that's a lot. I don't really see too many other teams that even could compete. The Giants, I know they made it last year. I am not worried about the Giants doing it again. I don't think that they really come that close. And what other team is there? Chicago, I kind of looked at Chicago a little bit, but I don't think that they're ready to make that step for the offs. But I think they are building in the right direction. I think these 7 teams get in, and I think they get in pretty easily. Yes, Lord. So them was my teams for the playoffs. And then for the like I just said, for NFC Championship, I have my Niners versus the Eagles. For the AFC Championship, I got the Chiefs versus the Jags. We will get into my Super Bowl prediction on a different episode. Right now, I'm just gonna leave it right there. Niners, Eagles, Chiefs, Jags. Okay, moving into the awards. Last year we got MVP right with Patrick Mahomes. We predicted that. We are running it back. Patrick Mahomes going back-to-back MVP. I just look at now he's coming into the season. Now Travis Kelce banged up. They don't got Chris Jones. Everybody's starting to say, oh, the Lions just favored to win this week. Oh, this like it's whatever reason they can to make the hate on, to feel like Mahomes not going to be where they're going to be, they're going to use it. So I think he come out and win the game. But what I will tell you, Dev lock for this week, 9 times out of 10, when the Chiefs is within a 4.5, 5-point spread, they always cat off, and they usually only win by 3. Now, I'm telling you, look at it. I don't even gamble no more, so you ain't got to take my advice. But if I was still gambling, that Lions 4.5, I would take it. I wouldn't take a money line because I do not think they're going to win, but I do not think the Chiefs is running away with that game. It's going to be close. They're going to be a little rusty. Mahomes like to try things early. He going to win by 3 on Thursday night, but he going to do enough throughout the season. And I think he's going to have maybe an even better season than last year. Another year removed from Tariq. Now he even get more comfortable, and now he's still doing it with misfits. They're going to look at who he out there with and say, how can we not give him back-to-back MVP? And for the DPOY, with Bosa signing today, it made me want to say Bosa. I'm a little torn. I think he can get it, but then I also look at TJ Watt, and I look at that man is a killer. I really do think it's a toss-up right now, but I think it's a toss-up between them two. Right now, I got to see what Bosa come out and look like in the first game or two. So this could change, but right now we're going with TJ Watt as the defensive player of the year. Just by this much of a smidget. If Nick Bosa come out and he looking right, ain't no pitch count, and he looking like, we'll be back on another episode. But right now we're going with that. Offensive player of the year, I got Tariq Hill. I don't know if he's going to go for 2,000 receiving yards like he said, but with him saying he got retirement coming up in 2 years and looking at how productive he was last year when Tua was out there, if Tua could stay healthy, I think he had a chance to be right in the mix with Jettas last year for Offensive Player of the Year. He was that dominant, and he was literally helping Miami win. Like, it was a direct cause was him a lot of the time. You could just see it. So I got him as that. Coach of the year, I got Doug Peterson. I do think that with the Jags taking a step, like I said, I think they're going to be one of the best teams in the AFC. They're going to have one of the better overall records in the whole league. I think that jump is enough for him to get that Coach of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year, I almost went with the high pick and Bijan, but I'm rocking with my Bama boy and Gibbs. I think that he's going to be used great. I love the Lions offense. I love the way they get up and down the field. They score points. They run quick plays. It's perfect for him. He's gonna be able to play running back, but he's also gonna be able to get in the slide and move around. He's an AK type of player, and I think they're gonna be able to use him perfectly from day one. To where he said he think he could get 1,000 yards from from 1,000 rushing yards and 500 yards receiving. I could see it. I would probably say closer to like 850. Yeah, like 850, 900 rushing yards, and then 500 passing yards. But I wouldn't be mad at him going over that. I think he could do it. And then obviously, defensive rookie of the year, Jalen Carter. We already get it. The Eagles, you know what I mean? The rich get richer. They went and got him. I don't know how they got him, but he's the best defensive player in the draft. You can say my boy was in the draft too. Will Anderson, I think he got it mixed too, but I just think that the Eagles got so much attention, and like he gonna be in the spotlight. Jalen Carter gonna be in that spotlight all season. So it's like, unless Will Anderson just go berserk, like it's gonna be hard for him to beat the hype that's gonna come with him playing for the Eagles and then winning games and whatever, and all of that other fanfare that come with it. But that's my breakdown. That's my awards. That's my picks for the playoffs. Man, I'm excited for another good season of football. I think we back. Niners, this is our year. Listen, I didn't want to talk too much about the Trey Lance situation, but all I can say about that is my Niners, they blew that situation. This is win or bust. If we don't come out this year and get to the Super Bowl and find a way to get that 6th one, it might be time to start looking at people's jobs because stuff is, windows is going to be starting to close soon. So do you want to keep rocking out with the same regime when we get to bringing in new players, or what we do? So this is a huge year for my Niners. I'm excited. Pressure make diamonds. Hopefully my guys come out on top. But that's all I got for y'all today, man. This Dead Spot Podcast. We back. Football episodes. We got some hoop episodes coming in about a month or so, but we locked in for football season. We here. Peace.